Oh, hey, it's Cole. Maybe people who don't know me are watching this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, this is my usual thing. My shtick is to talk about comic books and graphic novels and all things related to that. But this isn't going to be that because, well, I don't know. I just sort of felt inspired. I guess spur of the moment type thing. Why not give it a shot? Because a couple friends of mine on this Raiho Gizuel, or however he says it, I'm sorry. I can't follow how he says it. It seems different than how it's spelled. Anyways, we're doing video responses to an original thing originally done by Endurance Productions. I think that's where it started. A vlog, a horror vlog one, I guess. Vlog? Why am I saying vlog? Vlog. Anyway, sorry. I'm so down on the lingo. Anyway, and the question sort of posed of sort of the big three enduring horror slasher type franchises, Friday the 13th, Halloween, and that's not in frame. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. Anyway, which of the three is your favorite and why? And that was something I just couldn't sort of resist getting in on. So, so this is not a Cole Talks Comics episode. This is not going to be a trend of mine going and not doing that. I'll be getting right back into that. But I didn't want to pass this up. Okay, so yeah, I'm a fan of all three franchises, and I've seen every movie in all of them. I have, and remember most of them pretty well. Actually, I watched all the Nightmares kind of recently, in recent months, so they're pretty fresh in my mind. My favorite of the three is definitely Halloween, and I'll talk about that. First, I'll just touch on them and why they are cool and that sort of thing. Friday the 13th is sort of, I guess, loses points because it sort of takes almost the same idea as Halloween. I mean, I know there's differences, don't attack me and say, hey, there's tons of differences. I know. But, it's almost the same sort of idea in the end, and you have this supernatural killer thought to be dead that, keeps coming back and killing, and I really enjoy that. There's some really great things about it as a series as a whole that is, like, the image of the hockey mask is probably the most enduring and memorable, iconic image in horror. It's a stroke of brilliance, if you ask me. It's just great stuff. Doesn't even show up till the third movie. The first two movies are still pretty solid. My opinion on that is the first 4 movies are all solid slasher flicks. The 5th movie has a lot of great kills. I'm not saying it's bad, I just couldn't really get into it for some reason. I mean, I've seen it a lot of times. 6th movie sort of blends together. I know it. 7th movie I actually stick up for, because a lot of people say, oh, it's stupid, because Jason is actually up against a girl with some supernatural powers, but I thought, hey, why not? It's about time, a supernatural force ran into another one. So I stick up for that one. I think 8 takes Manhattan is just crap, it's just shit, you take Jason out of his natural habitat, his natural element, and it doesn't work at all, it's ridiculous. And then Jason Goes to Hell, a lot of people don't even count that, so I won't really comment. It's not even a very good idea, even more poorly executed is sort of how I feel about it. Jason X, whenever I watch it, it almost feels like I'm watching a porn without the sex. That's how the sets and the acting come across to me, so, Anyway, okay, Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, was a really different. It's a little, to steal what Paislewell had said, it is more high concept. And I'm not saying that Wes Craven was the first person to ever come up with sort of the basic idea of our nightmares affecting us in a more tangible, real-world way. He probably wasn't the first, but still, he was the first to really put it to good use in film, and it is a really great, neat idea, because, nightmares are something that humanity has, always struggled with, always dealt with. It's just been a part of life, always. So it's a neat idea. Freddy is a neat, interesting, if you ask me, compelling character. The unfortunate downside with that series is, he seemed to get less sinister as time went on. I think the first movie is wonderful. I think the second movie is it's not a terrible movie, it's just a really big letdown after the first because there's such a dip in quality there. I think the third is one of the best sequels you'll ever see in any of these franchises, because sequels, there's always a dip in quality. And I actually think 4, I think very highly of 4 too. 4, I think, is almost level with 3. It just loses a bit of the tone. 5, I always find sort of forgettable. 6, the less said about that, the better. And yeah, that's been panned by a lot of people besides me, so I don't think anyone's going to argue with me on that. New Nightmare, I think, was a great idea and not so well executed. It's too bad it came out the way it did. It's not like I find it unwatchable or not enjoyable. I just feel it could have been a lot better. It's kind of too bad. Okay, so Halloween is easily my favorite. Why? I don't know. It seems a little more grounded in real world to me, and I mean, why should that even be like a good thing? Because I really do enjoy completely fantastic things, completely as far from real world as it gets. So it's not like I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I don't like all these supernatural things. I love that stuff. But to me, I guess the whole idea in horror, although I enjoy all horror, my favorite horror, definitely the subgenre, is slashers. So maybe I do like that being a little more realistic. I find Michael Myers, to be the most terrifying and intimidating of the three. Can't really say why. I think he's very similar to Jason, but I think he's more mysterious than Jason. Jason got bigger and bigger as time went on, and then of course there's the zombie Jason, as people mention, that sort of thing, this large and stuff. I like how Michael is very ordinary, he's an ordinary size and that sort of thing. And I do like I said, he seems more mysterious. Of course, you can watch the first movie, which is probably the most perfect slasher film ever made. And, it's easy to forget now with all the sequels, that if you watch the first movie, you have no idea what his motivation is. The only idea is that perhaps he saw Laurie as similar to the last person he'd killed, his other older sister. Because in the time, there's no revelation about Laurie being his sister or anything like that. As the series goes on, as revealed in Part 2, his motivation for killing supposedly is, whereas Freddy's domain seemed to be, where he'd killed people when he was still alive, Elm Street, and Jason's idea was sort of to protect his territory, as it were, Camp Crystal Lake, with Michael. The idea basically is he's trying to exterminate everybody in his family, and he'll just kill whoever gets in his way along the way. Anyway, like I said, I love the first movie, and I don't really have too many qualms about the second movie. Actually, whenever I watch them pretty much back to back, because if you know, it picks up directly after the events of the first movie. It all takes place still on the same night, and it finishes it off. It gives it a real ending. And if you want, you could watch the first two and leave it at that, and just say, there, that's Halloween. Obviously, there's a big dip in quality as far as like the acting went in the second movie, but still, I'm not as down on the second movie as a lot of people are. I think there's only two real flaws with Halloween 1, and they're really minor gripes. One, in the very first scene with him as a kid killing his sister, the stabbing there really does not sync up with her injuries or anything. It looks kind of amateurish and stupid. And the other is, as it's supposed to be, it's Haddonfield, which is a fictional town supposedly set in Illinois. It's supposed to be Halloween, or October 30th and the 31st. It in no way looks like it's autumn there. They shot it in California, and even though they put leaves on the ground, stuff like that, still there's green leaves all over the trees. But still, those are really minor gripes and big deal. It's not like we needed a remake, right? Why remake Halloween? It would be crazy if someone remade that. I could do a whole video on that, but I won't, unless there's demand. Anyway, of the editions, I really think this is probably, I can say with confidence, the 25th anniversary edition is the one you want to go with. Yeah, the plastic there is a little messed up. It's too bad, but it's a nice 2-disc edition. Has interviews with John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis, Deborah Hill, and all sorts of neat stuff on the making of, and sort of its impact on pop culture and that sort of thing. Okay, the third, Halloween 3, if you don't know, has nothing to do with Michael Myers. The idea was to take the franchise and then just use the Halloween name and have it be a completely unrelated thing every time. 3, I've watched, and it's laughable. I remember about 4 years ago renting it with some friends on Halloween just to watch and laugh at. It's good to laugh at. I really don't think it has any redeeming qualities. It even has robots. It has kids' heads melting and somehow turning into bugs and snakes. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I am completely fine with 4, 5, and 6. Obviously, the quality is down, acting and that sort of thing, and the story is not great, but I'm still quite high on them. I can follow them. I enjoy them. I don't really believe, the actors, stuntmen playing Michael Myers didn't get it, as people said, and, it just wasn't the same. I thought it was. It was more just writing and that sort of thing, writing and plot and direction. I still like them. H2O, I'm sort of indifferent to. You can watch H2O and pretend 4, 5, and 6 didn't happen, that 1 and 2 happened and jumped to H2O, and that's fine. I'm not really big on H2O. Resurrection, I think, is an insult to the series. Don't bother with it. Okay, I feel like I've said a lot without saying a lot, but anyway, yeah, so I'm Cole, I talk comics, this isn't really my thing, but I just couldn't resist getting in on this, because I really do have strong opinions on this. Maybe I didn't put them as eloquently as I wanted, but anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you join me to hear about some comics sometime. Peace, thanks.